Are you showbiz? I'm hoping that sooner than later, the LPDC will come down hard on some of this conduct. There's nothing like the day you are going to the bar, it's a solemn event. Solemn event. Because you are going to be representing people who are child or mother. You are going to be representing people in financial matters that can make and break their lives. You are going to be representing people in divorce, people who are going through so much trauma. So it's a solemn duty. It's not something for showbiz that you will now first of all spend 2 hours or 5 hours in photo shoot. Mustafa Akobi, Justice of the Court of Appeal, as he dealt us, said, you owe it a duty to yourselves, your parents and friends and relations, and in the Nigerian nation, not to do anything that will inspire your character or cause a jar or jolt in the minds of well wishers. Let not effort of those who by their toil and sweat contributed to making you what you are today to be in vain. You are joining a profession in which others have blazed the trail and set the pace. Your duty is to work to uplift that profession and maintain the highest standards of professional discipline and ethics. In my paper, I also made some recommendations. I do not want to go through those recommendations because of time. Let me just now leave you with a notable expression in my Tumbi and Baraya, the case I cited and referred to. Legal profession is not only a noble woman, but indeed the noblest of all professions. Thus, its practitioners are co-officers and judges in the temple of justice. They carry on their shoulders heavy responsibilities. Also in the Human and LPDC, a legal practitioner is a classified profession with a long-standing history of nobility, probity, and honor. A person who has willingly decided to join this noble call must necessarily subject and adhere to its laid down standards. Give me the last slide. Now, distinguished audience, who do we blame? I leave the questions for you to answer. Thank you very much.
Vintage Professor Kenny Minero. Please let's give him another round of applause. How many of us felt like we could listen to him speak all day? Because he was so practical. He broke it down. And I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I'm going to have panelists weigh on the issues that have been raised and discussed. And in no particular order, I'm going to start with Are Olumuyiwa Akiboro, Senior Advocate of the Court. So you speak to us for 10 minutes.
The most distinguished Professor Kenny Piero, Senior Advocate here present, panelists, my colleague panelists, leaders of the bar, my friends. I don't know why I always had the misfortune of being called as the first person that will speak. Anytime I don't think speaking has to do with seniority. I think it's unfair because when you are pitching me straight ahead after the professor of law, you are I think it's a setup. I want to, first of all, start by saying that the Ikeja branch of Nigeria Bar Association has done it once again, and approached itself to be a branch that is of substance, because this kind of discussion can only be from somewhere where you get substance. And it's one of the lectures that I've keenly listened to in my entire sojourn of law weeks, and I enjoyed it. I want to also thank Professor for his time, not only putting this together. He also produced them so that we can have it as part of our practice. Take away with us, read day to day. And I would recommend that to all of us. You see, when I saw the topic, let me look at it again so I don't make a mistake. The fall in the standard of legal profession, not to be clear. You know what came to my mind? I'm not a professor. I'm a courtroom dramatist. So I will do a little bit of drama. But the first thing that came to my mind is, if you asked me, are you asked? You see, the truth is that if you want to be true to ourselves, I like Professor Pinheiro so much. He has language. He knows how to tell you to go to hell, and you look forward to it. You buy your tickets, you pack your bags, and you go straight to hell, and you'll be asking for your accommodation. But unfortunately, some of us don't have that gift of words that will help us present it in the kind, subtle manner that it did. I will want to say straight away that the question itself is answered when you just oppose it with the personality that we are honoring today. That is my submission. And unfortunately, some of us, a lot of us, did not, when Alao Bashorun was the president of MBA, some of us have not become lawyers. But we are grateful to people that document history, that we are able to read about it. And when I read about him, there's a strong description that attracted me. And I want to read it out. I want to read it out so that we can understand where I'm coming from. Chief Alao Bashorun, a fearless advocate, a disciplined professional, an intelligent defender of the voiceless. Alao Bashorun stood as a moral compass in turbulent times. Can we be one, please? Because Alao Bashorun stood as a moral compass in turbulent times. As the president of Nigeria Bar Association between 1987 and 1989, he resisted tyranny, defended rule of law with uncommon bravery, and effectively made Nigeria Bar Association a respected voice against oppression and executive lawlessness. As well as a champion of judicial independence, Alao Bashorun's leadership inspired a united bar that spoke with one voice and exemplified by the first and only successful nationwide lawyers' boycott of the courts, organized under his leadership to protect against autocratic tendencies of the military regime and his disregard for the rule of law. Indeed, the Nigerian Bar Association and the entire legal profession had one of the best era under the bar leadership of Alao Bashorun. I think that's a summary of it. Do we have the kind of leadership that took